Hi guys, Zangiefsgym here. I'm Timothy, and you are watching How to Fight Menat with Zangief 0.17, 0.17. This is going to be the jumping hard punch with and without the crystal ball. So with no further ado, I'm just going to jump right in. I've already got her set up here, so she's already set to do this. So I'm going to do the neutral jump, then we'll do the forward jump, and then we'll look at her without the crystal ball doing this. Okay, so the crystal ball, with the crystal ball, her range on this is moderate, you know, not super great, but not bad, considering from the peak of the jump she's throwing the orb, and it literally is almost hitting me standing here. It literally is hitting me standing here. So it goes pretty far. The only thing you notice about this attack is it goes more down. It goes more down and not so far out. It just goes, she's almost throwing it like downward, you know. I don't want to say straight down by her feet, of course not. It definitely goes out away from her body, but not very far, right? So okay, so that's her neutral. We kind of got an idea of that. This is highly punishable. Let's see. We're not gonna do the hard kick there. I think we're gonna lose out on the hard kick unless we catch her at a different phase of the kick, like preemptively or after when she lands. So that's usually the case with most jump attacks anyway. You can catch them before they do it, or you can catch them after they're done doing it. But generally that's the case. Standing strong punch will work if you catch her on the way down. That's not gonna catch her in the air. Standing light punch. Standing light, let's get her back over here. Is that a good counter? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because that's the cool thing about Zangief's standing light punch. It really is such a sweet anti-air because it just hits such a range, such a good, it starts so high, and for something with only a 5-frame startup, it's very, very quick. So Menat is at, let's see, let me look at her frames here. I just pulled up. Jumping hard punch with the crystal ball is 13 frames startup. Again, keep in mind these frames are when they're already in the air. It's 9 without the crystal ball. So we kind of looked at it a little bit. It looks like we can do the standing light punch to counter it. Let's just see her doing it coming at us. That's why I recorded this. See, of course you can anti-air that, right? Because she hasn't had a chance to do it yet. But let's actually let her throw it out. Let's let her do it. So you can see that she can't even really spam that because it's almost like the recovery time is so good, so high that she doesn't have the orb in her hand the second time she goes to do it. So the first time she has the orb, then her recovery is so huge that if she throws out the same attack exactly again, she doesn't even have the orb in her hand. So, so she's fairly disadvantaged. It's not a bad attack. I would just say if you were you know, if you see her doing that, try to nip it in the bud a little early as opposed to late. That's generally the case anyway. Now let's have her get rid of the orb. I've left that on 5. So, by the way, it saves, just a training note, FYI, it saves whatever you did the last time. I guess I don't know if you turn your PlayStation off. I usually put mine in rest mode personally. That's just me, but anyway, it seems like it always is saved. These recordings are always saved for the same character, so just throwing that out there. Alright, now let's see what she looks like without a, oh wow, that's terrible, right? I don't think she can even hit us because she would have to time that differently. She would have to be right on top of us, so that's pretty not that useful. Let's see about if she was to jump at us and do it. That's not even that good. I have to almost put myself in the way. Oh, silly me. Silly me. Let's try that again. I did restart. She took the orb back. Okay, they don't want her to have the orb. So, I mean, you can do anything to stop this. This really isn't that big of a threat. So if she doesn't have the orb, you know, I repeat myself a lot in these videos, but I think it's worth mentioning though, again and again and again. It seems like, and I'm learning her with you guys, but it seems like she can't do very well, or at least her hand-to-hand combat is very limited without that orb. That orb is really her her dependency, just like muscle is to Zangief. That gives him his high damage, right? He's big, he's strong, so when he grapples you, he does a lot of damage. Well, I would say that's just as much the case with Menat. She's really got to have, just like Zangief needs high damage to compensate for the fact that he has to get in all the time, he has to have a lot of health as well, right? Well, it's kind of similar with Menat here. She has to have that range to really make her a strong character, and we know that she can really beat us good. She's a very good character. It's just that, like I said, when she doesn't have that orb, that's the time to go in. You know, for Zangief, that's the time to go in. You know, don't fool around. Just keep pressure right on her, so she has no time to get that orb back. And that's pretty much, you know, that's pretty much going to do it for this one. So she's better off with the orb if she's going to do it, but it's not a huge threat to us because this attack goes down at an angle, and it doesn't because she doesn't throw it out toward us very far, we literally can be pretty much right in her close proximity, and we have little to fear from that. And just a mere standing light punch, which only has 5 frame startup, in comparison to her, what was it again, 13 frame startup with the crystal ball, and her no range at all 9 frame startup jumping hard punch without the crystal ball. That's no need to fear that much, just because she doesn't even have she has no range. She can't even, well, you guys saw it, I had to put myself in front of her just to get hit. So definitely you can, this is really punishable, and the standing light punch as usual is very good. The crouching hard punch as well, the difference is that's a lot slower, and the timing has got to be more accurate, because if I go like this and she's over my head, she's going on the other side of me and getting her cross up. So that's important to be a little preemptive if you're going to go that route. That's why I like the standing as often as possible. I prefer that as the anti-air. It does, again, you know, there are a few exceptions where it's not going to work, but most of the time it does. So alright guys, well, thanks for watching. I hope this is helping you. Feel free to leave comments in the video, any more suggestions of things you'd like to see, or something I'm not doing that you would wish I would do. Feel free to let me know, okay? And thanks for watching. I hope this helps.